Talking about the politics of Canada, especially Ontario. I am Peter Beimers, two-time candidate for the New Blue Party of Ontario. Let's get to it. Just going to look at two things quickly about Doug Ford today. The first one's rather short, and that was there's a viral video going around of Doug Ford from this past summer where he was asked a very simple question, probably a simpler question he will not be asked. That is, how many genders are there? He hemmed and hawed, tried to change the subject, tried to steer the conversation, but he simply wouldn't answer two, male, female. That's it. And this shows me one of two things, or possibly both. One, he is afraid of the woke mob, that he'll be lynched, that he'll be called transphobic, genderphobe, blah, 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 and, on and this and onward and whatever else. Or it shows he's the other thing, and that he is part of the woke mob nonsense. Now, really, Ontario, we need a premier who can answer the questions, not just the hard questions, but the simple questions as well, like how many genders there are. Frankly, when I was out on the campaign trail, campaigning twice, if I was asked this question, I'd be thankful to get it because I probably wouldn't get a simpler question out there as I was knocking on doors and doors. And the answer clearly is two. Well, the second one about Doug Ford is a little longer and it's a lot more recent, but this goes back to the whole school issue. And clearly, schools are underfunded. This is not something new. This was something that was happening since I was in school. And his solution, though, is a little odd. It's a little different. But surprisingly, it's a good answer for a liberal spending premier such as himself. And his solution? Well, let's give 128,000 plus teachers credit cards, presumably to buy school supplies, pens, paper, etc., because other school board members are simply too busy. Now, do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is a plausible idea? Is this fiscally responsible? And when you step back and look at the big picture, the only answer that you can give is no. So why do we say no? Why do I say no? Why should you say no? Well, let's look at the background of this whole thing. Take a step back. The Ontario College of Teachers reports that there are 228,951 members. Now, if you take away teachers, principals, school secretaries, janitors, cafeteria staff, and the like, you're probably left with, I'm going to guess, 50 to 75,000 people who are part of the administrative board, these are the people that Ford considers too busy to do any of the work. Now, the New Blue Party's plan is to reduce wasteful spending on the administrative level. Now, these teachers are very busy, and in the way we believe that the wasteful spending is at the administrative level, not on the boots on the ground level. Now, did you know that Doug Ford handpicked some school board supervisors? Not a huge surprise to you, I'm sure, but did you know that each one of them make approximately $350,000 a year? I'm not sure how many of them there are, but there are multiple. Now multiply the multiple people that Doug Ford handpicked and is defending on those picks and defending having them, and how he's able to defend them paying each of them $350,000 a year, I'm not exactly sure. What we do know is that the salary of these school board administrative supervisors exceeds that of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of Canada makes less than a school board supervisor in Ontario. Is such a salary necessary? Multiplied how many times over? I would believe it would be much better and more stewardly responsible of your and my tax dollars to take a giant cut out of those salaries and a reduction in the bloated administrative staff on a provincial level. The teachers themselves are busy enough. Yet Ford speaks as if they got all sorts of free time to go shop for the 15 to 30 students in their classroom with a simple swipe of a credit card. Maybe it is Ford himself that needs to go back to school and take a course on fiscal responsibility, because as we've seen over the last number of years since he's become Premier of Ontario, that he's making former Premier Kathleen Wynne, the Liberal Party leader of the Liberal Party before him, look like a libertarian rather than a liberal. Doug Ford is way outspending her. And it is time that we have somebody in charge who's more fiscally responsible with your tax dollars and can reduce the amount of waste that's going on in Toronto's Queen's Park for the schools, for our children. Well, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. And if you like what you hear, share with your friends, like, and subscribe for when new videos are posted every Monday night. Thanks for the quick baseball Blue Jays take of the week. This week, the big rumor has the Blue Jays linked to Kyle Tucker. I think that would be a fantastic add to the outfield. That would put Varsho in center, Santander on one side, and Tucker on the other. That would make a phenomenal outfield. However, that does mean it lessens the likelihood of Bo Bichette coming back. I think if they want Bichette back, they got to bring him in first. If they want Kyle Tucker, that would be a bonus. And I'm still really hoping for Edwin Diaz to sign with the Blue Jays as well. What do you think?